morning. I hope you can hear me. I know I'm sat quite far back, but I feel like this is the kind of chat that we just need to be comfy, cozy. We need a big cup of tea. So if you don't have a cup of tea, honestly go and grab one, because I'm finally going to talk to you about everything that's been going on over the past couple of months. I thought I'd be able to talk to you about it much sooner, but it's just been kind of out of my hands. So to cut a very long story short, Kenny has moved to Thailand, and for the time being, at least initially, I'm not going with him. I haven't gone with him. He's already been in Thailand for I think about 2 weeks now, so we've been apart for 2 weeks, and there's a lot of time apart still to come. So far it's all been okay, but it has been an absolute whirlwind of the past couple of months, because obviously about a month ago Kenny and I got engaged, which was just like the best month of my life. It was, yeah, just everything about that was perfect. And then obviously 2 weeks later he left and moved to Thailand. So it was a very high and then a very steep adjustment period, getting used to the idea that we are going to be apart for quite a long time. And Kenny and I have been together for 4 years, and we've lived together for all of those 4 years, because we were like a COVID couple. I don't know if that's a saying that people use, but we met a couple of months before COVID was a thing. So we sort of accidentally moved in together because we didn't want to be apart in COVID. And then obviously COVID ended up going on for much longer than most of us expected in the beginning. So by the end of COVID, we just kind of realised, oh, we live together now. And since then we've gone on to have 4 different houses, we have a dog together, we have a whole life together, we're obviously getting married. So I'm very used to having him around all of the time. So it's definitely going to be an adjustment. It's going to be hard, but on the whole, it's a really positive thing. I didn't even explain why he's gone to Thailand. I don't know why I didn't get to that bit. So for those of you that don't know, Kenny plays football, and an opportunity came up in Thailand, and it was just an opportunity that made so much sense for our future together. It really was a decision that we made fully together, and sometimes you have to make the hard decision in the sort of short term to build the future that you want together, and that's exactly how we made this decision. I also think both of us know the reason why we're doing it. We know the end goal, and we know that it's to build a future for us and our future family, so that makes it easier with it being a decision we're both happy with. And the decision that we made for me not to go, at least initially, until we sort of see how it goes, was based on the same sort of idea of both of us just doing what's best for us individually right now, because that builds into the future that we have together. What I mean by together is like physically together, living together again, because obviously we're still together, we're engaged. There's no question around that. It's just physically together when I say together. So for me, it's just sort of work related things and family related things that meant it's not really the right decision for me and the right time for me to move my whole life to another entirely different part of the world. There are also so many positives to this. Obviously it is going to be a challenging couple of years, but it will also be a really exciting couple of years, because we'll get to do so much travelling together. Kenny absolutely loves travelling. He's Australian, he's played football in Holland, he's played football in England, and now obviously he's playing football in a completely different part of the world in Thailand. But Kenny's half Thai, so his mum is from Thailand, which obviously massively helps, because his mum can help him adjust to the culture and all of that sort of stuff over there. And there are boys in his team who are not from Thailand, so they're, you know, doing it together as well, which is great. I think so far so good for him. I'll probably FaceTime him later, so I'll see if he'll give us an update on how he's finding it. So that's what's been going on. It's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster over the last couple of months. I think I am still processing it all, still coming to terms with it all. I know that we're very much in the early stages of all of this, but I also think because we've known this was coming for quite a long time, that's helped, because we've had a long time to sort of have conversations and process it, and we've done loads of lovely things together. And obviously it was also in some ways a really rubbish time for him to leave when we're on such a high about the engagement, but also actually a really positive time for him to leave when obviously we are in like the best place we've ever been in our relationship. I hope that helps to explain why I've been, you know, a bit less consistent and a bit all over the place over the last sort of like month or so. I just felt like it was really important to spend the time with Kenny, obviously, and also just be present, and also just be true to how I was feeling. So if I was having a really difficult week with it all, and it didn't feel genuine and authentic to pick up the camera when I wasn't even able to talk about why, I just felt like sometimes it was better to just have that time and be with my family and that sort of thing. But now that it has all been sort of officially announced between all the football teams and whatever, and that I can openly talk about it, I'm really excited to share this next chapter with you of living alone, I guess. It's all very new for me. I've never lived on my own ever. I've always lived either at uni with housemates, or in London I lived with housemates, and then I moved straight in with Kenny. So living on my own is a whole new chapter. And although it'll have its challenges and I'll miss Kenny so much, and I know that it will be lonely at times, I'm also really excited about it because it's a new challenge for me. I've never known myself living alone, and my first thought honestly is that I'm going to have to learn to cook a lot better because Chef Kenny's not here anymore. But these are all things that we can navigate together. So if there are any of you that are in long distance relationships like we are now, or that just live alone, hopefully we can kind of be a comfort to each other in this new chapter. But yeah, that's the update. It's such a relief to just be on the same page. It's also a relief to be able to be open and honest if I am having a wobbly week. You'll understand why. But with all of that being said, at the moment, I actually have my parents staying with us. I mentioned this in last week's vlog. They are between houses. They sold their house and they bought a new one now, still in the Cotswolds. But they're just in that sort of waiting period for the new house to all go through and to get the keys and that sort of thing. And it just felt like the right time for them to come and spend some time up here, because obviously it's a much easier adjustment to make if I have my parents here for a little bit, just, you know, for company and to do things with and to just get used to it and that sort of thing. So today we're going to spend some time with my mum. We've got lots of lovely things planned actually. My new wardrobes are fully in and fully fitted, so I'll show you them. We're going to actually start putting all my clothes into them today, which will be really exciting. We are also going to pop out and do a bit of antique shopping because there's a few pieces of furniture that I want to get for this house, because my little project, now that I have more time on my hands, is to get this house really properly feeling, you know, like a finished home, because there are just certain rooms in the house that we've kind of shut the door and turned a blind eye to. So yeah, I really want to focus on getting the house exactly as, you know, I want it, I suppose, because it's just me here now. And I'll do some baking this afternoon and just have like a really lovely sort of cozy home day. So yeah, thank you again for being so patient with me over the last few weeks, and I'm so grateful that I have you guys to spend the next few months with. So yeah, let's go and get this day started. I've just been sorting out the first few bits to pop into my wardrobe, and it reminded me of a delivery I got the other day that I wanted to talk to you about, because it was one of those rare deliveries where I actually loved every single thing in the whole delivery, including this cardigan, which I have not taken off. So the delivery was from one of my favourite British brands, which is Beaufort and Blake, who are actually sponsoring this part of the video, which is just a dream because it's a brand that I truly love, truly buy and truly believe in. So I'll show you a few of the pieces I picked out from their new collection, but starting first and foremost with this cardigan. I honestly think this cardigan might be my favourite cardigan I've ever owned. This is one of those things that I knew I would love the second I took it out of the box. It's the perfect colour, it's the perfect fit. I love the button details, I love the fact that it has a little collar, and what I love most about this is it's one of those things that you can throw on, feel really comfy, it's really easy to wear, but you still look put together, which is just what I'm all about, so expect to see a lot of me in this cardigan. And then I've just popped it on with these sort of mid-wash tapered denim jeans. These have got the perfect amount of stretch in them so that you just know you could be comfy if you were sat down all day, which is what everyone needs from their jeans. So continuing with the chocolate theme, the next thing I wanted to show you was this flannel shirt. There's just something about the Beaufort and Blake flannel shirts. They're in this really beautiful sort of thick quality fabric, and there's something about the fit that just makes them so wearable, so easy to throw on. I have them in so many different colours and you'll see me wearing them all of the time. I also wanted to show you the shirt styled up with this lovely quilted jacket. I absolutely love the checked print on this. It is the perfect sort of thickness just as an extra throw on layer for grabbing a coffee, having a little potter around, doing a bit of shopping, throwing on for a dog walk as the months get a little bit warmer. This is definitely something I'll be getting a lot of wear out of. That is, if I can keep my mum's hands off it for long enough, because she has had her eyes on this and pretty much the whole order actually, ever since it arrived. I'm a huge fan of this one. I love the sort of quilted effect. It's very me. And then finally, a slightly more sort of spring inspired outfit with this sort of cardigan slash jacket. And I say that because it's made out of this really gorgeous quality, very heavyweight knit. So it means it's really versatile. So you can either wear it as I'm wearing it now, which is more of a cardigan style with the buttons done all the way up, or you could have the buttons undone and you could pop it over the top of something as an extra layer. It's a really flattering sort of slightly boxy sort of fit, which is my personal favourite, and I just know this is something I'm going to reach to so much over the next few months as we sort of creep towards spring. And then I've just styled this up with these slightly off-white classic straight fit jeans for, like I said, more of that spring sort of vibe. That's everything that I've picked out so far. I'll probably be going back for more, but Beaufort and Blake have actually very kindly given me a discount code to share with you for 15% off. So the code is Hannah15 and I believe it runs for a month, so it should be valid until the 28th of February. I will leave all of the links and all of my sizes in the description. If you are looking for really timeless, sort of classic staple pieces for your wardrobe that have that quality element that means that you'll keep them for years and years, I truly couldn't recommend Beaufort and Blake more. So let's find these lovely new pieces a home in my wardrobe. I've had a wardrobe just like this on my Pinterest board for so long that I actually have to pinch myself when I come in here and realise that it's now in my house and it's mine and I get to fill it and use it and just enjoy it. I'm so pleased with it, I really am. Just roughly, I have got this corner unit here which will be mostly for sort of storing products and hair tools and that sort of thing, which is something I've never had a place for in this house. And then I've got a few glass shelves that I'll just probably pop some jumpers on, handbags, that sort of thing. 4 really big drawers just for sort of everything. I've actually got a few bits in there. I think I've got gym kit and maybe some pajamas in there at the moment. Then I have this corner unit which has got 2 areas of shorter hanging space just for tops and jumpers and all of that stuff. And then I have this little section here, which to be honest is possibly what I'm most excited about, because this is where I can finally, like I was talking about last week, I can finally separate out my pants, my socks, my bras, my tights, all of that stuff. Everything's got its own drawer, which is my idea of very exciting, having lived with one big messy drawer for the last 6 months. And then over here is more of sort of like my longer hanging space. So this is where all my coats and dresses and things like that will go. And then at the bottom of this unit is my shoe storage. So these pull out. I've just popped a couple of shoes on there yesterday, which actually look quite disgusting from where they've been stored. So please excuse that. It should be, I think, enough for most of my shoes. I'm not a massive shoe girl, but if not, obviously I've got the space at the top as well that I can put things into sort of boxes for different seasons. And I did buy, IKEA now do these little stoppers that fill in these ugly IKEA holes that are in all of their furniture. So I've started popping these in, but obviously I need to sort of go around and actually finish the job. Although I have to admit, will these back ones ever get done? I don't think so, because once my clothes are in here, you'll never see them again. mind me just using my Dyson attachment as a portable hairbrush. I couldn't find a hairbrush as I was running out the door, so that went into my handbag. But I just popped out to the post office and now I'm going to quickly run home, pick up Mum and the dogs and take the dogs for a walk, and then we are going to head over to this whole sort of antique, it's not really a warehouse, it's almost like a whole village of like little, I don't know, it's all the same, you'll see when we get there, it's quite hard to explain, but basically a huge antiques place to have a look for a few bits of furniture that I want to get for the house. Like I said this morning, like I'd love a little desk for my wardrobe room. I would love a little antique writing desk for the bedroom on the top floor that my parents are currently staying in, because we have this sort of little window nook area that is just asking for a really beautiful writing desk, which eventually when I have the house to myself I feel like would be the perfect place to do some journaling and things like that. I'd like to look for a mirror to go over the mantelpiece in our living room, because now that all the Christmas decorations are out, sorry I'm going over 100 speed bumps, I'm sorry if the camera's moving everywhere, but yeah, now that there's no more Christmas stuff in our living room, it suddenly looks really, really bare, so I definitely need to get a few bits just to finish that room. And ultimately, long term, I would like to fit some bookshelves in there because I just think that would make it feel more homely. But yeah, everything's obviously a little bit up in the air when it comes to the house situation. Just been overtaken in a 20-mile-an-hour school zone, so that's how you know that's a total idiot. Just for him to have stopped right in front of me at the traffic lights, honestly, what total idiot. Anyway, yeah, so that's where I'm heading now. It is a beautiful day today, really sunny day, a day when it's actually a joy to take the dogs out, because any of my fellow dog mums will know that not every day does it feel like a joy when it is pouring with rain and freezing cold. I don't know whether me or the dog enjoys it that much, but today is a really, really beautiful day. Whoops. I just accidentally pulled into a petrol station, but I'm thinking maybe this is meant to be, because I actually do need petrol. Just arrived. This is the sort of thing I was thinking of for that little nook on the top floor when I mentioned a writing desk earlier, but this was just ever so slightly too big, which is a shame. There's lots of storage in this one as well, which would actually be great because there's not much storage at all in the guest bedroom. This little table here is the right kind of size, and this one's actually in the sale, but I'm just not sure about it. I really like that other one because it had a lot of character. Also, could you even get a chair underneath that? Probably not. No, it's too low. That's more of like a hallway thing, do you think? I'm really debating on getting this little unit for the kitchen because we actually need some extra storage in the kitchen, and I really like it, and it's in a really good shape as well for something that's as old as it is. Just come upstairs to grab a coat because I think we're going to pop to the pub. It's a Friday and I feel like having a glass of wine, so I think we're just going to go across the road, probably to the little market, and grab a drink. Possibly a bit much to wear a full fur, obviously faux fur coat to our local, but this is the warmest coat and it is absolutely freezing out there. We didn't end up finishing my wardrobe today because it was a bigger task than we'd first imagined, because there's so much to just organise and find spots for. So I'll give you a proper sort of finished wardrobe tour next week probably, but you can definitely see a little sneak peek. So yeah, we're going to pop out for a quick drink and then we'll head home, make some dinner, and then curl up on the sofa in front of the fire, have some of that cake we made earlier, and find something good to watch. My dream Friday basically. This coat also kind of does give dressing down, but it's warm and that's all that matters. I've just been trying to get a little bit more done in this wardrobe room before I fully just relax for the evening. So if you can see any mess in the background, sorry about that. It's very much a work in progress. It's that time of day. Again, I've got my big cup of tea in my firstborn child mug, whatever it says. I'm the first child, I make the rules. And I'm about to go and actually watch my current guilty pleasure, which is Love Island. I have to admit, I've been watching Love Island All Stars. I don't remember the last time I watched a series of Love Island. I used to love it just as much as everyone else, but I feel like over the last few years it kind of like just lost its thing, it lost its spark. I don't know, it just kind of lost what it's all about. I think since they started doing the January season, but that's very hypocritical of me because I am thoroughly enjoying this Love Island All Stars series. I ended up getting roped in by TikTok because I'd just seen that many clips from this season that I felt like I was already watching it. So here I am, 9 o'clock, and I'm ready to tune in. I do feel like there's nothing wrong with that sometimes, because you know when you're really into a really good series, I feel like sometimes it actually isn't always the best way to unwind, because firstly you get so invested. If I'm really into a series, like I am going through the emotions with them, and also you have to sort of follow the plot quite closely, otherwise you don't have any idea what's going on, you have to rewind it, all of that stuff. So there's definitely a place for shows like Love Island where you just can mindlessly switch off and just worry about someone else's problems for that day and their drama and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm really genuinely looking forward to having you with me to navigate this new chapter and all of the ups and downs and the challenges that will come with being a long distance girl now for the first time. That's all very new. Just an extra huge thank you for being here today, and I can't wait to catch up with you next week. I hope you have the best week and I will see you then. Bye guys.